Welcome to my back porch. So today we're actually going to water glass eggs, and I'm out here because one, it's really nice out. The other is everybody's at home. So there's like a TV on, and yeah, so we're just going to come out here. We're going to do this. Now while, chickens, the porch is a mess back here because we've had rain and we have lots of wind and chickens, and it's just like there's stuff blown everywhere, and I just have not had a chance to clean that up. So I'm going to show you what I have out here to water glass these eggs. I actually have 3 dozen in one of my gallon jars that I did a week or so ago, but we're getting so many eggs that I still have 6 dozen in the house, and I have 3 dozen out here, and I will probably get a dozen or so more tomorrow. So I am trying to figure out ways to preserve eggs other than freeze drying. Really easy, and it's really doesn't cost that much. You just have to buy the lime, and I'm going to show you that. So I have 3 dozen eggs, and one of the things you do want to do with the eggs is you want to make sure they're as clean as possible. If they have a little bit of dirt on them, you just want to be able to use like a dry cloth and clean those off. This one should be okay, but you don't want, you know, messy eggs or anything like that, because when you clean a messy egg, it does clean the bloom off of it, and you want that bloom to stay on here. You definitely want eggs that are nice and normal. You don't want any eggs that have weird, shell imperfections or anything like that. As you can see, I have quite the variety here, and we have different chickens and a good mix of chickens as well. So this is the lime that you would want to use. This is food grade, and this is calcium hydroxide. I don't remember what the kind is that you can actually buy to use in the garden. This is a different kind. So you do want to buy this kind. I got this one from Azure is where I got it. I'm sure Amazon has it as well. I don't know if they sell it locally or not. I haven't seen it in any of my stores, but you might. So this is one of my gallon milking jars that I confiscated because I'm not doing milk right now. That is soon to change, but I have some more coming on the way. Now I did go ahead and mix up my water, which is filtered, and my lime, which you do about 1 ounce of the lime to a quart of water. And 1 ounce of lime equaled approximately 1/4 cup of lime for me. So this has already been mixed up. And I did use filtered water, like I mentioned, because you don't want any of the chlorine or anything like that. If you don't have a filter, you can let your water sit out for 24 hours and let all that stuff evaporate out of it. You just have to plan ahead a little bit for that, but that is perfectly acceptable as well. So I do have a water filter, so I am using that. But we're just gonna put the eggs in here, and I have 3 dozen that will fit in this gallon jar. Hopefully the 3 dozen fit in the other one. And then we're just gonna pour the lime water over it and see if I do have enough. I don't really remember how much I had to put in the other jar, so I may have to get more, we'll see. All right, so there we have the eggs in there, and I sometimes will just move it a little bit to kind of, you just have to be, kind of get them to fit a little bit better, but you do have to really pay attention. I try to get them below this that lip right here, or the hip where it comes into there. I'm just gonna mix this up, make sure it's good and moving around in there, and then we'll get it poured in here. So make sure that, well, most of the lime is out of there. Let's get this one shook up. Simba's really curious about what I'm doing here. Almost. So I will go snag just a little bit of water because we want this completely covered up. We do not want any oxygen to get to the eggs. So I went ahead and I kind of rinsed around one jar and mixed it into the other one. Simba, quit. And we're just gonna, let me get Simba off the table here. Okay. We're just gonna top this off and make sure that they're covered. Perfect. So that's what we want. We want all the eggs covered up. Now this will settle down, and I can show you in a minute my other one and see what it looks like after a little while. Now, the next thing you want to do is label this. Do not forget to label this. I am horrible sometimes about labeling things. So this is one thing that definitely needs to be done though. So I will put the date, today's date on it. And then these are actually supposed to stay good for 12 to 18 months. Now, I have not water glassed eggs before this year, so I've not tried any, but supposedly they taste just like fresh eggs. You can use them in cooking and everything just the same way. The only recommendation that I have read is if you're going to hard boil them after water glassing them is to poke a little bitty hole in the shell before you hard boil them, because they could explode, because of the lime does fill in all those porous parts of the egg to preserve it. So since it's all filled in, that pressure will build up. There's no release, and they could explode whenever you try to hard boil them. So maybe don't hard boil our water glassed eggs and just use your other ones. But these are really going to come in handy, because if these stay good for 12 to 18 months, these are definitely, if I have 6 dozen eggs, I mean, that's going to work really well getting us through some cold weather. And so these wouldn't be used until, you know, that maybe the chickens completely stop laying eggs. Then we would pull one of these jars out and we would start using them. And I think it's kind of cool. I'm just be curious to see what they actually taste like and what they, how they, you know, preserve and everything. But people have been doing this for a long time, so obviously it does work. But let's get this labeled, and then I'm going to show you this is already starting to settle out. All right, so there you have it, labeled and ready to go. So you can see that the lime is already settling. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to shake this up. You don't want to move this around a whole lot. I'm going to take this in and set it in a dark place with my other one, because of course eggs are fragile and you don't want to break any of them in this solution. So there's plenty of lime in the water already, and it will do what it's supposed to do. Here is the other jar that I did 4 days ago, and you can see the water almost looks clear, but you can see that there is, of course, the lime is in the bottom, but there is still lime, and they should be good. So now they're both in this cabinet. They just need to be put in a dark, cool place. All right, so that's it to water glassing eggs. Now I just got to pick up my mess. So this is actually a process that's been done since the 1800s. So it's pretty tried and true, and it's just a really great way to take advantage of the abundance of eggs in the spring. So let me know if you've tried it, if what you put yours in, and maybe if you've tried it before, or maybe this is the very first time. Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today.